Don't miss the Subaru of New England, a lot to love event. Love all the trusted 2025 Subaru Crosstrek has to offer, like symmetrical all-wheel drive. Buy with 3.9% financing or lease for just $315 per month.
There's a lot to love about you.
Opening week presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. On a warm evening in Texas, the Red Sox look to heat up their offense in Game 3 with the Rangers. Walker Buehler making his debut. The Red Sox need those around the red-hot Wilyer Abreu to start swinging the bat. Dave O'Brien, Lou Merloni, and Jemai Webster. And look who rolled over from the ranch to join us. Uncle Kevy is in the house. The great Kevin Millar. Great to see you, pal.
Great to see y'all.
We want to know, everybody wants to know, we're only 2 games in, Lou, and everyone's talking about Rafi Devers, and so far 0 for 8, 7 strikeouts. When is he going to take to the DH role?
Well, right now, it's just the littlest things can throw you off. And right now, I think his body and hands are a little disconnected. When you're swinging a baseball bat and you get in that zone, this elbow, if this arm straightens out too much, the front shoulder goes. And that's what we're seeing from him before. That body gets out, the arm gets straight, and the bat speed just gets slow. We'll take a look at this at bat last night. This is a lefty Milner. I mean, he's throwing 88 miles an hour, and it's right by Rafi Devers from the side. Just keep an eye on this front shoulder. It's subtle, but in baseball, the little things matter. When he goes to swing this bat, you're going to see that front arm really straighten out earlier in the swing than I think that he would like. And when that happens, you swing an all arm. You're not using these great hands. And we've seen it before. Whether it's 88 or 98, that's when he swings through the fastball.
We all get it, Kevin. I mean, a guy who there's controversy around. Would he adapt to the DH coming on third base? Last year, he hit a home run in 6 consecutive games.
Yeah, and this is what you do. You go back to the tape when you're feeling good as a player, because we've all got those tapes, and we got all the tapes when we're not doing good. But you can see him. He's best when he's foul pole to foul pole. He's done it. You can flip the baseball card over. There's no time to panic. And by the way, DH is a new spot. It takes some time. I would call Poppy and say, what did you do? He turned into the Hall of Fame DH right in front of our eyes. Rafi Devers can hit. No panic needed.
Hey, one of the top acquisitions in a very busy winter goes tonight. The right-hander Walker Buehler making his Boston debut here in Game 3 against the Texas Rangers. Series tied 1-1. It's on the way from Arlington. Next. Of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Red Sox. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Audi. Visit your New England Audi dealer today. WB Mason. Request your food service catalog today. WBMason.com. And by BuyAToyota.com for offers not seen on TV. Visit BuyAToyota.com. Again, the roof is on here. Hot day in Texas. Not by their standards, but for ours. In Arlington, game number 3 coming your way. So we toss it down to Jemai Webster. Jemai, a position shift for Christian Campbell tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. He's going out in the outfield after just 5 games there during spring training. But to get Ceddanne Rafaela a day off and keep him in the lineup for the 3rd straight day, he's making his Major League's first start in the outfield at left field. Now, chatting with him inside the clubhouse about his outfield debut, he said, I got to show my versatility. He said, I'm not just a second baseman, I'm a utility player. He also said that he had a lengthy conversation with Jarren Duran on things that make it tough here, like balls ricocheting off the wall and seeing the ball through the lights. So he took time to shag fly balls during batting practice and work with Red Sox outfield instructor Kyle Hudson. Says those are the best reps that he can get outside of live game action. Campbell at the plate so far, 3 for 7 with the walk in 2 Major League starts. Let's check out tonight's storylines presented by FanDuel, OB.
Well, Christian Campbell, record with 2 hits, plus 290, a home run, record with an RBI. And the odds subject to change, brought to you by FanDuel. Well, a bit of a different looking lineup for the Red Sox. We'll take a look at that here in Game 3. As Rafaela will sit tonight, not in center field. Jarren Duran moving into center field. It is brought to you by Plymouth Rock. Christian Campbell will play left for the first time in his Major League career. Day 3 for him. He's 3 for 7 in the series. And the speedy David Hamilton will play second base. He's likely to start tomorrow, too. Plus, backup catcher Carlos Narvaez will make his Red Sox debut. So a different look from games 1 and 2. Taking on the Rangers starting pitcher Tyler Mahle. He is 6'3", about 210. Thrown about 92 miles an hour. Used to throw a little bit harder than that before Tommy John.
Let's take a look at the Rangers defense across the infield. At third base will be Josh Smith. Corey Seagers at shortstop with Marcus Semien at second. Jake Berger at first. In the outfield left to right.
Umpires tonight, Adam Hammery has home plate. Nestor Seja at first, Todd Tichenor at second, and Hunter Wendelstedt makes the calls at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP is brought to you by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. And no need for the weather, very comfortable indoors. They did have the roof on briefly for a few hours prior to game number 1. It's been shut ever since. So frankly, we've never done a game here in this ballpark, Globe Life Field, where the roof has been open. But when it was open the other day, it looked like a completely different yard.
Yeah, and you'll get them open early in the year because you're not going to open it come June, July, and August. That's when the back sweat comes, OB.
Yeah, that's when you melt. Players and announcers. We're set for game number 3. Jarren Duran to climb in, then Rafael Devers and Alex Bregman. And Duran off to a pretty good start. Not many have been yet in the Red Sox lineup outside of Willier. And the first pitch will be ball 1, and we're underway.
That's where Mally's going to live. Now, they signed him to a 2-year deal, $24 million, knowing he wasn't going to pitch last year. Tommy John he only pitched 38 2/3 the last 2 years. And that velocity's down a little bit now.
He had a really good year in 2021, where he went 13-6, a 3.75 ERA. He looked like he was an emerging star, and then he blew out the elbow. Has not been quite the same guy. So we'll see tonight if he winds up a really good opponent for the Red Sox. Somewhat like Walker Buehler. When he was 100% healthy, he was really good 3 years ago. That was with Cincinnati. And the 2-1.
Well, Tyler, his fastball used to be 94, and it was one of those tough to hit 94s, right? The little extra ride, top of the zone. Not every fastball is the same, but velocity's been fluctuating here in camp, trying to come back, and now you live in 91, 92.
He's going to put the first man on, and Duran will take ball 4. Oftentimes that becomes a double, basically. Here comes Raffy now. 0 for 8, 7 strikeouts. Remember, he played in only 5 spring training games. He said after last night, I feel very good at the plate. I just have not been able to hit the ball.
And this is where you got a nice hole open. Guy, that high velocity guy is going to have to hit his spots, Tyler. But now, you know what? Throw that head out front and get you a free little knock through that hole. That's the great thing about being a left-handed hitter when you get a guy in first.
Duran holding and off the plate.
Raffy's got to get back to the hands. You know, we were talking a little bit in the open about that front shoulder kind of flying open and kind of more of an arm swing, using your arms. You want to use your hands. He's got some quick hands, and when you see those fastballs getting by him, you know that swing's getting a little bit long.
Bregman on deck. Raffy not too sure on that swing.
It just becomes bat to ball skills, right? Hitting the fastball, hitting the breaking ball, it's bat to ball skills. Sometimes we try to be too perfect with balance and everything. At the end of the day, it's an attitude, walking that plate, right? You work on all your stuff in the cages, and then you got to go out there with an attitude. And Raffy's been a great run producer in this league for many years.
He's never really been a quick starter. Last year, you know, after several games, he kind of got going, but his first 4 games, he was 4 for 19 with a home run. Better than this year, obviously, to this point, but not great. 0 for 13 in 2021. He'll strike out again here, though. Strikeouts piling up, man. 0 for 9, 8 Ks.
Well, they keep challenging with the fastballs now at 93. This one's a little on top of the zone, and again, he's really fighting it. You know, it's a timing mechanism thing. I mean, this ball's getting by him. There's a lot of action pre-swing, right? That stance and hands and a lot of moving parts.
Now Bregman. 3 for 9 with a double off Malley in his career as Duran dives back in. So it's not just Rafi Devers. The combination of Bregman, Devers, and Casas is 1 for 25 in this series, and diving back in again with a hand, Duran.
Well, they didn't really hit too much on the field here, but I tell you, Casas, Devers, and Bregman are out here hitting. Right, 2, 3, 4 guys trying to get a feel. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of focus. Devers was taking his time trying to find this thing out, all 3 of them.
Yeah, you just want to feel good, right? At the end of the day, you want to break camp and you want to feel good. Everybody wants to get off to a good start. I know Paul Goldsmith's dealt with this his entire career. It's a first half battle. He's trying to figure out how to have a good first half. Is it a mental thing? But at the end of the day, we're constantly just want to feel good, right? There's something off. And it could be pitch selection. A lot of times, like that belt, that fastball that Tyler threw, Devers was above the belt. Maybe if you lay off that pitch as a ball, right? It's are you swinging at pitches that are down the middle, swing and miss? Yeah. We showed a thing, but most of it's pitch selection.
Duran holding, and that one rifled into left field for a base hit. Duran to second, stops there. Bregman now 4 for 10 off this right-hander.
It was one of the things Alex was really working on. The first 2 games, again, right? That front shoulder's a little bit quick. There were some balls that he kind of casted that swing out, and he was really trying to focus on trying to keep that front side closed and be quick with his hands. And that's exactly what that was. That was lightning fast, turn on it, hit a rocket in the hole.
Well, Triston Casas trying to get that first hit up on the board. He's 0 for 8 to start. Here's Duran at second, Bregman at first. And another guy working through some stuff at the plate. Red Sox trying to get on the board early. And a miss on the split.
That's the split finger from Malley. Again, fastball, you got to stay on the fastball, right? Because you're going to see a little split. He's going to cut it. Occasional little slider as well, but even though the velocity's down, he still likes locating that heater.
Big cut. Came up empty.
It's a good pitch. I mean, he is staying about an inch or 2 off the plate, and that's where he has to live. Bregman's obviously caught middle in. He's lucky it wasn't 2-0 early. He got a knock. But that's where Tyler has to live. You have to live off the plate and off the barrel because the stuff isn't overpowering.
He had Tommy John surgery in 2023 and made just 3 starts last year. 7th round pick of the Cincinnati Reds out of the University of California, Santa Barbara. And just a little bit low, but the right call from Hammery. Interesting strike zone last night with Hunter Wendelstedt, who's now 3rd.
Been a lot of challenges if we had that ABS working last night.
Good count here for Triston. And a high twisting fly. Smith ranging down the line and lunges, but can't get to it. And boy, he took some punishment. He went hard into that siding.
Yeah, I wonder if that net wasn't there if he makes that play, right? Josh Smith coming up a little bit slow there.
Boat's a little concerned too. Josh Young last night had a little neck spasm. He came out of that game late. They got to really keep a close eye on him. They may want to. I don't know what's going to go on with Young, and now you've got his replacement out here, Josh Smith, crashing into this pole right there. Here, the hip.
It's that left knee. He hit that pole that's obviously padded, but underneath that padding is like metal.
Boch already looking down his bench.
Yeah.
Trainer out to attend to Smith. We'll see if he can continue.
Again, Young last year missed a ton of games, right? And the goal was to keep him healthy. He's been dealing with this neck spasm, and they had to pull him out. And they were, they're going to kind of really want to stay away from him for a few days because they're concerned. They got to keep him healthy. Then you got right here in the first.
Yeah.
Going through some depth early.
You can see this left knee go right into that. You'll see the second padding right there with like just that hippie knee. kind of an awkward thing. I thought he hit net, but no, you can see he kind of collided.
It's just weird. Tito would come out and say, Kev, you know, just you and me talking, I'll bring you some Tylenol if you want to stay in the game.
This is where, yeah, he'll ask me if I want an ice cream sundae or something.
And try and run a little bit, move around. He's shaking his head like he's going to stick.
And then when you tell him you're good, he said, good, because I don't have anybody else that can come in this game.
That's right.
Jogging a little bit. He wants very much to hang in there.
Yeah, it almost shocks your body, right? You go from like full speed. It's like anybody running a wall, but it's like this jolt. And you can see kind of that, you're talking hip and knee, and just kind of puts everything, it's like a back crack, you know?
All right, he's going to stay in the game and probably stay away from that section of the ballpark the rest of the night. Took some pretty good punishment there. So count 3-2 on Triston Casas. Red Sox threatening right away with Duran at second, Bregman at first. Really, your expectations for this offense are quick strikes, get out in front fast this year. Yeah, the 3-2. And struck him out. Casas now 0 for 9. And a two-way.
Good fastball. You mentioned it. Got to rely on location, right? You kind of paint center half, 3-2. You got to expand it a little bit. As you mentioned right now, Devers and Casas, two guys kind of trying to find it.
Yeah, you saw the 2-0 split. So now Casas gets 3-2, misses a 3-1 pitch, and you're kind of sitting back a little bit, and he paints 93 just on the inside.
How about Casas on that one? Well, here's Trevor Story, 2 for 15 against this right-hander. I thought there might be a chance that he sat tonight and maybe Hamilton played short given his numbers against Malley, but only game 3. Red Sox trying to salvage something in the inning as he'll flick that one foul. He's in the hole 0-2.
Let's take a look at Tyler Mahle's pitching arsenal presented by WB Mason. You see that four-seam fastball. He relies on it. It's that in the split a lot. Little slider, occasional cutter, but at 91, 92, now it's about picking the right one, and he's got to live on the edges.
Abreu would hit next if given the opportunity. And 2 strikes on Trevor.
Humping up there 0-2.
Yeah.
A little extra.
Now is he setting up the split, right? Got the 95. You saw probably the hardest pitch he's thrown this inning, and now you see what he got.
With a slider away, and Story would not chase it. This series will wrap up tomorrow afternoon, game 4 here, and then the Red Sox move on to Baltimore on the season opening trip. And Mahle home at a 2-2.
It's a rarity to see a guy throw a four-seamer 52% of the time, though, in this generation, right? So you know you're getting the fastball. These are the ones, right? You just can't miss the good ones.
25th pitch of the inning. And rolled toward third, but foul.
You know, and I'll go back to Triston's at bat. 3-1. You got a fastball right there, just to tick off, right? Foul it off to the left side, and then get the paintball. You know, so it's like the 3-1 count fastballs. It's like those are the ones you kind of turn and burn on.
2-2 to Story. Hard hit to short, but he's going to get out of the inning despite a leadoff walk and a base hit. Red Sox cannot score, and Walker Buehler about to make his Red Sox debut in a moment. Look at the Ranger lineup. That's Corey Seager about to bat second after Marcus Semien. And along with Garcia, those are really their big three up against the Red Sox starting pitcher. Brought to you by BuyAToyota.com. Walker Buehler, the right-hander. And he's another reason after Garrett Crochet and Alex Bregman for so much optimism for the Red Sox. Last year with the Dodgers, coming back from Tommy John, 1-6 with a .538 earned run average. But a few years ago, he was one of the very best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah, he's an absolutely horse. When he is right, he fears nothing. He pounds his own. Great curveball, pitches with conviction. But I absolutely love this sign. Crochet, obviously big, strong lefty, throws a million. But when Walker Buehler came, I'm like, this is immediately different rotation.
You know, they were both impressive in camp for different reasons. Obviously, Crochet just physical, throwing 30 punch-outs in 15 innings. But this guy might have been more impressive because in camp, in his third start, he's like painting corners. He already had location.
A lunging pop-up. And Hamilton is at second. Story coming over, calls him off. And Semien pops up one away.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense presented by Bigelow Tea across the infield. You got Alex Bregman at third base. Trevor Story is at shortstop. David Hamilton at second. Tristan Casas at first. In the outfield, left to right, it's going to be Christian Campbell, Duran, and Abreu with Carlos Narvaez behind the plate.
And Seager in the box, the shortstop, a former teammate of Walker Buehler's in Los Angeles. Did you have the upper hand when you faced a guy that you played with?
No. I mean, it's fun. But Seager does. I didn't. Seager does. But it's always, they know your weakness and strength, and it's like they always have the advantage. But there's obviously OB. Seager's got a different bank account than mine, so he does have the advantage.
He cranks a single. And Langford coming up next.
I had fun, though. It was a fun time facing your teammates, right? Talking a lot of smack. Veritek was not very nice behind the plate. He knew I couldn't hit it in.
Probably very talkative.
To the hole for a base hit by Langford. Seager to second, so back-to-back singles here. And here come the Rangers in the bottom of the first inning against Buehler. And another teammate played with him in Los Angeles with the Dodgers. Here comes Jock Peterson. There's more at-bats against Walker than anybody, 4 for 13 lifetime.
And it borrowed Ronald Acuna's guards with yellow.
Yes, blazing yellow.
Blazing yellow.
Same type of athlete.
And he'll take ball one. Buehler went 37-11 between 2019 and 22. Was named to the All-Star team in the National League twice. Fouls that one away. Allowed just 1 run in 19 World Series innings.
Yeah, he's thrown some great postseason starts. I remember him going to Milwaukee, and just I like guys that toe the rubber, you know, that throw the ball with conviction. So whether it's 95, 98, 92, but every pitch he throws, he's in on.
When you plan on playing in October, he's the pitcher version of Alex Bregman. Right? I mean, he's got 19 postseason games, 18 postseason starts. When you get there, that guy, Bregman's got 99 games. These guys, it's just part of their regular season to them.
It's in their DNA. Towering foul out of play to the right by Peterson.
Yeah, very smart, very smart. You know, on the mound, pitchers, you know, I never gave a lot of credit to. I'm always like, thank God that's why you make a living. But Walker Buehler, obviously a smart baseball guy. Bregman goes unsaid. That's why these additions that they had, you see a team chemistry building. It's going to take some time, and there's love there. It's they're pulling for each other. Teams win championships, not players, but man, knowledge.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Peterson down, hacking. Buehler his first K in the book, and 2 away.
Oh, this is the money pitch here from Walker. You know, it's about fastball cutters, sinker cutters, right? And then he can still spin it with the best of them. This curveball is fantastic.
Well, trying to get out of the inning unscathed and up against the tough Adolis Garcia, the right fielder, with outstanding power. Texas with a quick threat here. Seager at second, Langford at first. No score first inning. Drill toward the alley. Campbell diving, and it's off the glove. 2 runs will score. Down to second goes Garcia. He almost made a spectacular catch. Almost.
Unbelievable attempt. I thought that ball was going to be in the gap. And you saw Campbell just making up ground each step. And right here, he laid out at the right time. And I'm telling you, if he had another half an inch on that glove, that ball is in the glove. But an unbelievable, had the ball. Ground kind of, Walker's hands up, and the ground kind of caused the fumble. Tremendous play, tremendous attempt. I mean, it just came out.
Man, so close. As Berger gets in, you're absolutely right. The ground jarred it.
Yeah, I mean, it was in his glove the entire time and just kind of rolled out that last minute. Second.
2-0 Texas. And Berger gets drilled by the pitch. Nowhere to hide on that one. So he will take his base to bring up first and second for Josh Smith.
How about that for a first attempt in the big leagues out in left field? And you know, yeah, he didn't come down with it. Sure, Walker would have loved to it. I'm sure he would have come down with it. But you start thinking about long term, like, this is a pretty good sign. This was a great break, great route to it, great attempt, athleticism. It just couldn't hold on to it.
Man.
Well, Buehler thought he had it. And they're going to bring up Ezekiel Duran to hit for Smith, who is shaken up, colliding with the siding, trying to make a pop-up catch earlier. He stayed in the game, but he can't continue now. And so they go to the bench, and it's Duran hitting in the 7th spot. He trickles that one past Buehler. Buehler has to get to the bag. Close. Got him. Took a little bit of time to get there, but the play made. Campbell nearly made a spectacular play. Let's see what Bochy has in mind. He will not challenge it. The end of one, 2-0 Texas. Duran staying in the game, play third, going in for Smith. He just grounded out to end the first inning. And Wilyer Abreu will lead things off. Red Sox are down 2-0. And during the commercial break, we're just like, what if Campbell actually makes that play, which would have been the first thing hit to him as a major league left fielder?
That's where you just look at him and say, you're going to go out in left field. Any advice? Yeah, just be an athlete. See the ball and go get it. Right?
Yeah, because that is a tough. I mean, right when it came off the bat, we're looking at Garcia hitting the ball in the gap, and it was like the last 2 steps, and he dove at the right time. It's a tough time to kind of like, you get in between strides, and he had the ball, and I'm like, oh my God, what a play, and then it just trickled out. But yeah, your first play in the big leagues in left field, and it's a rocket ship.
I know a lot of fans are like, and rightfully so, he didn't catch it. So calm down, everybody. 2 runs scored on the play. I get it, but that is a whale of an effort. And Abreu cuts through that one. Wilyer, some kind of hot. Let's take another look at the jump and everything.
Good clean route to it, too. You see him kind of hopping like an infielder. Good first step.
Yeah, he even bought some ground that last stride. You know, he kind of went out that left center field.
Now, Abreu has reached base in 7 of 8 plate appearances in the series. 5 for 6, 2 home runs. Kind of likes the ballpark, doesn't he?
And we saw him last night when he walked in. What happened that last at bat?
Why'd you get out? I said you had to close both eyes and make it fair.
You not see that?
What's wrong with you? Pops that foul out of play.
He likes Texas. I mean, he's hit some homers in Houston. I remember. I'm like, this guy just gets out here But I've loved his swing since day one. You know, when he came over for the Vasquez deal, Christian Vasquez, and it was like you saw this lower half in the cages underneath, and it sounds different. There's some guys that take BP, and there's some guys that, but he's got just a strong lower half. He throws well, he defends well, and he's a great kid. So you see this talent, and the sky's the limit.
You know, with the virus during spring training, he dropped nearly 20 pounds. So you get off to this kind of a start, and you're saying to yourself, okay, I found my new playing weight.
Yeah, it's like Mookie Betts last night with a walk-off 3-run home run at $156. Maybe that's his new playing weight.
There's a drive, left center field. This one's hit deep. Tavares on the run. Can't get it. It's off the wall. Willier into second base with a double.
Of course, said he's going to take care of Abreu and give him a day off here. He can't. Like, he can't. The guy is absolutely on fire, but they do want to keep an eye on him. He just stays on this ball. You talk about pulling home runs, and now all of a sudden 3-2. We're going to get a heater off the outside black, and he's going to drive it to left center. But he did say that physically he's not 100%. And because he's running the bases and getting on so much, they're actually more concerned, you know, physically. They want to take care of him.
But you can't take him out.
Nope.
No, he's taking care of the Red Sox. Play 162 games.
There's Christian Campbell batting out of the 7th spot. Hamilton to follow. Red Sox trying to get right back at Texas, down 2-0. Willier has largely been a one-man band. He's now reached base in 8 of 9 plate appearances in this series. And no offer there, going to first base ump Nestor Ceja.
I'm watching him more and more. I love this lag. The lag meaning the hands stay back, the hips clear. It's a little bit of a poor man Shohei Ohtani. Hands stay, and you can see that hip just wants to clear. It's not, the hands aren't going forward. That's when you lose all power. You can clear as long as that front shoulder stays and those hands stay back. They call it like a slight lag, but man, it's a unique thing.
He is 3 for 7 in the series.
We were talking about how it's a unique swing, and part of that is because of the hips. The hips do fly, right? But the secret sauce is that his hands stay back. His front shoulder stays closed.
Abreu, good lead off second. And that'll be in there for a strike. Came back with a slider on 3-1.
Good pitch right here. This is pitcher's pitch. 3-1 pitch. Tyler just executes perfectly in that bottom quadrant.
And Mahle tried it again, but missed with it. So the Red Sox have another base runner. He's now walked 2 men, first and second. Early on, Red Sox giving themselves opportunity, and that'll bring up David Hamilton getting started at second base tonight.
Well, you hope he really kind of stays hot. At the end, we talked so much about Marcelo in Mexico. How about this kid too? Last week of the regular season, he was swinging it, getting on base.
Great spring.
Stealing everything. And Kevin, to your point, you kind of give me that bunt sign, right? He has been swinging it. And one thing we saw in camp him do a lot more, bunt for hits. And with this speed, boy, it can be a weapon.
It's stress. It's stress. It's pressure on the defense, period.
Berger, the first baseman, backing up on the runner. He'll pop that one up. Duran over to give it a look, but out of play. No, Red Sox had a walk and a single in the first inning, could not score. Second inning, a double and a walk to lead it off here against Mahle. And the 0-2 from the righty. He elevated and struck him out. One gone. And now Carlos Narvaez, 26-year-old from Venezuela, right-hand hitter, brand new to the Sox. He's been in the Yankees chain, acquired last year in a trade. Connor Wong with a night off, at least to start. And Narvaez is known to be a really good defender.
Yeah, he can catch and throw. Last year, hit pretty well in AAA. 254, 11 homers for the Yankees.
Jarren Duran on deck.
You'd like to cash in, right? You had an opportunity in the first, so didn't they. You didn't, they did. Now you got another one here. Get one across.
And fouls that one off. Well, last night, the golden opportunity for the Red Sox to really climb back in the game was in the 7th. But they had the bases loaded, and Devers and Bregman batting with only one out. The Red Sox could not produce a run. Getting some chances. And he won't offer. 2-2. Before Tommy John, when he was healthy, he posted 33 times a couple of years ago before the surgery. Mahle was a strikeout guy. He had 210 strikeouts. Liner, but foul.
I mean, he's a strike thrower. I mean, he is right around. Sox have laid off some, but everything's just off the plate. Elevates with 2 strikes. You see the 93 playing about 98 when you're sitting back a little bit, maybe on the split, and then it looks so good by you. He's pitching. Big knock right here.
Abreu leading off second after the double. Campbell off first. He's having a good at bat.
Yeah, that's good at bat. The other thing too, he's mixing it up, right? You see 91, 92 from him, then you see 95, 94. They got to keep an eye on him. They scratched him earlier in spring training and shoulder stiffness. He's been through an awful lot. See how long they give him here. He's at 50 pitches now in the 2nd.
7th pitch of this at bat coming up to Narvaez. And ball 4. So Red Sox have the bases loaded. Mike Maddux, the longtime pitching coach, going to take the slow walk to the hill. And Jarren Duran, who's already taken ball 4, will hit next. Jarren playing center field tonight, with Cedar Rafaela getting a rest night. Well, you're talking about a guy not that far removed from Tommy John.
It's just a brutal surgery, right? I mean, DeGrom's gone through it twice. You saw the White Sox organization where they have 4 to 6 Tommy Johns, like, and you feel like all you're doing is rehabbing, and there's arm exercises, and then you get out there, and to release that I'm healthy, it's got to be tough, right?
Well, they brought him back last year. They did give him 3 appearances in August, right? And after 3 appearances, they shut him down. He had a stress fracture in his shoulder. So now we're coming Tommy John. We got shoulder. We got it all working right now.
Red Sox have them all filled up now for Jarren Duran. And he'll take a ball. Mahle walked Duran in the 1st inning. He's walked Campbell and Narvaez in this inning.
Right guy, right spot right here. Hitters count.
Misses again.
He's just not even offering on that one up, you know, because this is where he wants him to chase. He wants to live on top of the zone, see if he can get him to expand.
Duran trying to break him up and looks at ball 3. 3-0.
Cut him loose. It's all about how you feel, right? How you think. If you see this pitcher well, maybe you think about it.
Yeah, Cora does not have a take sign. It's up to the hitter. Goes to 3-1.
I like that too, because the hitter will let you know. You know when you're feeling good, go ahead. You know when you're not, okay, great. See a pitch. More pitches we see, better off we are. But there's times when it's ambush time also.
See what he gets on 3-1. Bases loaded and popped up on the infield. Seager, infield fly in effect, and he takes it. 2 down, and guess who's coming up? Rafi Devers with the bases jammed.
That's just wanting to do too much, right? First 2 pitches were fastballs up out of the zone. He was calm. He stayed off of it. 3-1. Okay, this is it. Damage pitch. And he went after that fastball up again.
Rafael struck out in the first inning for the 8th time in 9 at-bats this year. He's been getting beat on the fastball. He starts him with a 4-seamer. And ball 1. This would be a marvelous spot to break out for one Rafi Devers. They lead all the way around.
Yeah, it's not even the home run, right? Home run obviously would be icing on the cake. It's just an absolute bullet in the gap, either gap, and just driving a couple, if not 3. And it just, then it's like, you need an average, you know? That early in the year, you're just trying to get an average as quick as you can.
Just coming at him with heat. That's all he's seen is fastballs.
That's it. Even his last at bat, he's got to lay off that one. Got to get the ball down here.
One and 2 on Devers. Abreu, Campbell, Narvaez leading. 2-2. Two nothing the Rangers. And a 2-2 to the DH. He checked his swing. 3-2.
Good take there. Hey, I mean, that pitch is just off the plate. He recognized it and did hold up. You know, he stepped out of the box, called time, hit himself in the head. Let's go, lock in right now. And this is where you just get those eyesights down and hammer.
Runners on the move, and pitcher will step off.
I mean, percentages wise, it's got to be dead red, right? They've thrown a lot of fastballs to them above the belt.
35th pitch of the inning. And he checked. He did not offer. That's ball 4, and the run will score. And the Red Sox get on the scoreboard.
And even that at bat right there is a good at bat, right? You get a positive. Tough pitch to lay off there, 3-2. You know, dead red's coming. Got a big ribby there. That'd have been unfortunate if we couldn't get one across.
Well, Bochy.
I mean, you're absolutely right. You're looking for something positive. You could take those last 2 takes, kind of take that into the next at bat. That was stressful. We're in game 3.
Right, because we're all pulling for Rafi. I mean, we know that feeling. Listen, we played. It's a miserable feeling when at the beginning of the year, everybody's got 0. You're just trying to get some crooked numbers up there. But that was a great at bat by Raf.
Well, Bregman not happy with that call, but Webb coming out of the bullpen, and Bregman against him is 2 for 5 with a double, a home run, and a grand slam. 5 career RBIs against the right-hander. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reloaded.
We saw Webb last night through a scoreless inning. The fastball 94. You've seen them both right there, right? The sweeper and the changeup to go with it.
Tried to hold up midway through on a 4-seamer, 1-2. Sox down a run. Bregman looking to add on to his career totals against Webb. And a drive, center field. Tavares going back under. He's got it. Just missed that one. Side retired. Red Sox get 1. 2-1 Texas. Time now for PNC Bank slow moments. The final out of the 24 World Series. Walker Buehler striking out Alex Verdugo and clinching the ring for the Dodgers. Did you get a look at the Dodger ring they gave out this weekend? Amazing.
Yeah, not bad at all. Just awesome. And when Ohtani came out and got his, like, it's different, right? All the guys even talking about him over in Japan, like, just his face is everywhere, and he just looks like a little kid playing, having fun.
Well, Buehler getting a run back. It is 2-1 Texas. Jonah Heim, who belted 2 home runs last night off of Tanner Houck, and then Tavares and then Semien in the bottom of the second. Dodgers made a ring where, okay, it's gorgeous, got all sorts of diamonds and everything, and then you pop the top on it and there are more diamonds inside, and there's a little Dodger Stadium in there. And they did a really cool thing where the player's signature, his individual signature, is on the band inside, which I've never seen before. I've never seen that.
Think about it.
Come a long way to just like, championship ring with the LAD in the middle of it. Now we're opening it up. We got a village in there.
It's incredible.
OB would have just a whole bunch of red wine. There'd be a bottle of wine and 2 glasses in his ring.
Bottle of Cabernet in there.
Yeah, his signature's in Italy.
Which you could actually sip.
Less acidic acid for the red wine over across the pond.
You know your stuff. 3-2 hammered high. Not terribly deep, though. Campbell underneath. And puts that away. 1 gone.
Take a look at Walker Buehler's arsenal. It's presented by Audi. Now, 2021 is really the last healthy year. 22-23 interrupted with injuries. It's the 4-seam fastball, right? And you talked about it last year. He's got to find it again this year. Mechanically, he got hit around 342. And that knuckle curve was just a dominant pitch. Got hit around not as much in 2024, but seems to have found his mechanics here in camp. Got to execute those 2.
Leody Taveras, center fielder. Red Sox have had him on a run several times already in the first couple of innings. And a strike.
Inning in the third here, kind of like Crochet, right? Just grinding through it. Location not as on point maybe it was in the camp, but obviously his first start here for the Red Sox. His nerves, I don't care how long you've been in this game.
And if you're not nervous, you're not living. I don't care who you are. I mean, as a hitter on deck, when they announce your name, you're walking up, you got to have some butterflies, and especially going to a new team. It's your first start. It's what it's about, though. You live for those feelings.
Pop to center field and a play for Duran. And Jaron there tonight. 2 up and 2 down to Jemai.
Well, OB, you guys were talking about Walker Buehler being the pitching version of what Alex Bregman is to position players, and Red Sox manager Alex Cora seems to agree earlier today. He told me Buehler's very smart, good baseball IQ, knows who he is, what he wants to do to be successful. Another winner in the clubhouse who learned to be the guy. He said he was impressed with him back in 2018, what he did with that Dodgers team, as you said. And Cora says that this offseason, Buehler bet on himself, and he bet on the Red Sox, which he called awesome.
Buehler and Alex Bregman co-own the racehorse March of Time.
Oh, look at that.
How about that?
And down the stretch they go, March of Time with a headlink. I don't know how it goes. Eddie Delahousie.
Sounded pretty good.
Thank you. Did it really, though, OB?
Well, you fake it really well. Really well.
Down the stretch.
I went to Kentucky Derby, and that was my whole thing. Like, what would I name my horse?
Yeah, what would you?
It's kind of cool. I don't know. That's like, it's because you got to think about it coming down the stretch in March of Time. There's so that's half the time when you're betting on the horses, you kind of just pick the name. I don't know anything about horses, but I love the names.
Would you go Cowboy Up?
Oh, down the stretch they go, Cowboy Up in here. Maybe.
Could
maybe.
Fit. Yep.
You do have to play it out to see how it sounds.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you name your son. You got to pretend like you're
right.
announcing it at a stadium or something.
Is he a middle linebacker? Or maybe it's like, don't let us win one.
Swing and miss for strike 3. I really like that one a lot. That has a way of sticking in the memory, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, they go.
Support the Red Sox Foundation. Take home an exclusive charity bag when you buy a ticket to the April 5th game between the Sox and the Cardinals. You can learn more at redsox.com/charitybags.
Dave O'Brien and Lou Merloni and the great Kevin Millar alongside Jemai Webster on a Saturday night in Texas as Tristan Casas Takes the first one in for strike from Jacob Webb. How about the Yankees today in New York?
Wow.
Making history as Paul Goldschmidt, Cody Bellinger, and Aaron Judge homered on the first 3 pitches of the game against former Yankee Nestor Cortez. That's a major league first.
Think about that, though. Nestor's coming in wanting to have a great game, and first 3. There was 4-seamer homer, cutter homer. Next thing you know, they hit 9 in the game. Judge hits 3. It's just that's crazy to think about.
We talk about wanting to get comfortable earlier in the year. After that game, everybody Yankees breathed. He's got hit. They all got home runs. Collect 16 hits and 20 runs can do it.
Judge today 8 RBIs in there for strike 3. Second time that Casas has been frozen on a 3rd strike. He is 0 for 10.
That's a couple of heaters. But you know, this early in the year, Kevin, when you get into the bullpen in the 2nd inning, you got Webb here for probably the rest of this inning. You start getting into some dudes you want to face in the 4th, 5th, 6th inning.
Trevor Story 0 for 1. He is hit into a fielder's choice. And it'll ground to the shortstop for the 2nd time. Seager will throw him out. 2 fast outs and a Red Sox 3rd.
It's almost looked like an 0-2 automatic take from Tristan. I mean, sometimes some guys do that. Manny did that a lot. That didn't make sense to me. You're playing percentages, but then you get the 0-2 fastball kind of down the pipe, middle away, but like doesn't look great.
Anytime you see someone take that pitch, they're guessing, right? And they're caught. They're getting off the pitch, the fastball they hit.
Abreu 1 for 1 with a double. He has scored the Red Sox run as his magnificent start continues. Just a double back for second on the Yankees. Cortez, former Yankee. The chances that he was tipping his pitches today.
I mean, there's a great chance, right? That's the one thing when you do face another guy.
Fly ball right field, Garcia. And the Red Sox go fast on a 6-pitch inning. Odenheiser Home Services. You can save up to $2,000 off a new heating system installation. Plus up to $10,000 off in rebates. You can scan to reschedule a free estimate today. And Corey Seager will lead things off and takes outside for a ball. 1 for 1 with a single for Seager. And Walker Buehler in his debut in inning number 3 deals a strike.
You mentioned that connection with Bregman. They both played together, Team USA 2014, drafted in the 1st round of 2015. But that horse, March of Time. So December 21st, 7th, I think it was, he won his first race at Santa Anita. That was the same day Walker Buehler passed his physical and signed with the Red Sox.
Wow, that's cool.
Signed with the Sox, your horse wins a race.
Bet on yourself.
You know, he was born and raised in Lexington, Kentucky, but he says the real horse guy, the guy who really has it going, is Bregman.
Yeah, he's been into it. He's got a mutual friend. And the horse stuff is pretty cool when you're around it. I don't know anything about it, but like they get into it. It's like a fisherman, you know, they're talking about fish and you're like, all right, yeah, good up, thumbs up. But like the horse stuff, like if you've been to the Kentucky Derby, it is the coolest thing I've been to. You know, would I go back? But it's fun to dress up and you see the energy of these things, but it's like over and like that.
A lunging fly ball, routine play for Campbell. And a bid for the grab. And the first out. Everybody says that should be on your bucket list. Make sure you do it once. If you can pull it off, you're really going to have a great time.
It really is. You know, it really was fun. You know, the hats and the stuff. And you look over to your left, you got Tom Brady and the boys. And it's such a fun time. There's 10 races. You don't have no idea what you're doing. You're betting on names. And it's fun.
Langford will look at a pitch for ball 1. Batting stats presented by your local Honda dealers. Fly the other way this time to shallow right. Now he zipped through them in the 2nd inning, 1-2-3, and Walker Buehler's trying to do it again in the 3rd. 2 fast outs. Jock Peterson will swing next. Walker Buehler signing a 1-year deal in December with a mutual option for 2026. So this kind of a prove me year coming back from Tommy John. You got Peterson on strikes first time up.
I like it too. I mean, I remember when all of us sat here and go, how do you turn down $450 million if you're Juan Soto? And he bet on himself, and a few years later he's got $765 million. So it works. A lot of it too, who you're coming out as a free agent with, you know. If you're the guy, maybe you're the ninth guy, and so it's all about timing. Life's about timing.
Foul at home plate.
But the bottom line, a healthy Walker Buehler, you have no problem matching up with anybody in the postseason on any staff, and that's what you pay for, right? Just a guy that's going to get you over that hump.
Well, he had a couple of spectacular years in L.A. 2021, he went 16-4 with a 2.47 ERA. Posted 33 times, 200 innings, 200 strikeouts, a 199 batting average against, about as good as it got that year in Major League Baseball. And that'll be in there for a strike.
He's a little guy too. You know, it's not like this big 6'4" body that we see out there, right? But like I said, the conviction that comes out of his hand, he goes, and he doesn't fear anybody. Sometimes you're looking, maybe a pitcher. No, he pounds that zone, and the good pitchers, they don't beat themselves, bottom line.
Trying to fan an old teammate for the second time. Gets a ground ball instead. Hamilton covers it. And what are they going to call on this?
Catcher interference.
Catcher interference. And so that will not be an out. Peterson will be awarded first base. And Narvaez will be charged with an error.
You can see Narvaez getting that glove out. Peterson maybe catching this a little bit deep. You clearly see it hit that glove because he looked back right away. I thought maybe he's looking back as the backswing sometimes, but you can see Amari picks it up right away to home plate umpire.
I didn't see him look back. I saw him walking. I'm thinking, are we not hustling anymore? And now it makes sense.
Catcher's interference brings up Garcia, who doubled in 2 on a almost spectacular catch by Campbell in left on the first ball ever hit to him as a left fielder. As he laid out, and for a moment it was in the glove. He had made the catch, but when he hit the ground, it jarred the baseball out of the glove. And 2 runs scored. Snap toss down to first. Attack. Got him.
Got him.
Peterson out. Narvaez making up for that fast.
So just kick and throw. He's got catch and release. They love what he does behind the dish. And he takes care of Jock at first quick. How quick he gets rid of this ball. I mean, it's kick and throw. And really, it's the release that's impressive. Casas does a nice job, too, of getting that tag down. And you
Texas up 2-1. And it'll be Campbell, Hamilton, Narvaez, who just made a tremendous throw down to first base to pick Peterson after the catcher's interference. That one stroked deep to left center field. That's way back there, head of the wall. It is gone. Christian Campbell with his first major league home run. Absolutely destroys that one into the bullpen to tie the game 2-2.
Well, he got a good hitters count here, right? 1-0, gets one right down the middle. I tell you, this kid, we talk about violence in batting practice. We haven't seen much of it. He's getting his hits. But this one here, he tries to get the ball in the air, and he drives it. This kid is strong. Kev, we talked about the hips, and keeping the hands back. He creates some torque. That thing got out quick.
Yeah, he hits the ball hard, right? And it's just, it's an unorthodox look because it looks like he's lunging her out, but those hands are back. And he does that. I'm telling you, if Shohei does it, you could see this, the hands and the hips go, but like you said, the shoulder stays. And once you hit barrel to baseball, that's a pretty swing. They talk about through the zone. End of story. Tony Gwynn talked about that his whole career, staying through the zone.
And nice play here by Berger, ranging off the bag to steal one from Hamilton. By the way, the Red Sox home run brought to you by Audi. Visit your New England Audi dealer today.
That's a big play by Berger, because when you steal a hit from David Hamilton, you really steal a triple. Because once this man's on first base, he reaches out, and Berger goes a long way for this. It's almost like he's off the line here versus a lefty covering up that hole.
Well, you start to appreciate the full range of this kid's skill set.
We mentioned in camp, never really got it going. There was signs, and almost like you were looking for them more than you actually saw them. But they still believed in him. They talked about it. Listen, we believe the bat. It's going to click, and when it does, it gets loud. So far, they're benefiting from it.
As you mentioned the other day, it's because he started slow last year. And so they believe that's the way it might go for him. This is only the third game of the season. He already has 4 hits, not too shabby, including a bomb. But, you know, spring training, it wasn't quite there yet. He was hitting in the 160s, 170s. He still won the job. Some people were like, well, why did he win the job?
Potential.
That's it.
They saw what he was last year. They figure it's there. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, when you're player of the year in Double-A, hit 363. You put them all together, you had 20 and almost 80 ribbies. He hit over 330, whatever it is, A-ball, Double-A, Triple-A. You know he could hit. Now, spring training stats it's the at-bats I'm looking at, quality plate appearances. You hit the ball hard, because spring training is a practice type scene. Young players know you're trying to fight for a spot, but how many times you've seen it? I mean, a guy goes out there and hits 100. Next thing you know, they start off hitting 480 for the first month.
Introduce you to Willie Abreu.
Exactly.
Yeah.
1 for 20 in spring training.
You know, the one thing to keep in mind, too, is you watch Christian Campbell again. Kev, we were talking about this before. You know, a lot of times in the offseason, Red Sox lose Nick Pivetta, and they get what's called compensatory pick when he walks. You've got Christian Campbell for Xander Bogaerts walking out of Boston. Just like you got Roman Anthony for Eduardo Rodriguez walking out of Boston. Both those players were compensatory picks. You can thank Bogey going to San Diego for that one.
Narvaez took a walk first time around, and he will strike out here. 2 down. And Bochy's coming out again. He had to bring Webb in after Malley could not continue after a number of walks in the first and second innings. It's going to be Hobie Milner. With Duran and Devers coming up, they'll bring on the left-hander. Campbell all smiles after his first major league home run, an absolute no doubter into the bullpen. He has tied it up, and another bullpen guy coming in, Hobie Milner, the lefty, to take on Jarren Duran, who's drawn a walk and popped up to short tonight.
Saw Milner last night as well. Duran, a little broken bat line drive single to left on him. Kind of nice job staying up the middle, especially with this arm slot, sinker sweeper kind of guy.
He'll ground that one toward the hole. Simeon with the stab. Side retired, but what a moment for Christian Campbell. He's had a bunch of them here over the last week. A home run to tie it 2-2. Christian Campbell's first major league home run has tied the game 2-2 to the bottom of the fourth. We go in Texas. Walker Buehler gets 5, 6, and 7 in the Ranger batting order. And Adolis Garcia with a 2-run double in the first inning. He was in and out of the glove of the diving Campbell when they took a 2-0 lead. What a start for the youngster, who got to leave the country just a few days ago for the first time when he finally got his first passport when the Red Sox went to Mexico. First time he'd been out of the country. And then when the club got to the hotel here in Texas, in Dallas, to begin the season, he was looking through the rooming list when he got his key to his room at the hotel. He was trying to find out who his roommate was. And Cora said, we don't do that in the big leagues. You get your own room.
This is the show. This is the show. Yeah, that's
high deep drive. Garcia smacking this one way out of here. Gone. He has tremendous power. He's driven all 3 of their runs in tonight. 3-2 Texas.
Walker's made a couple mistakes here early on. The first one was kind of a similar pitch, a little hanger that he laced in the gap for a double to score the first 2, and this sweeper was just way up in the zone.
Yeah, he threw a good one 0-1, and then didn't throw such a good one right now, and Garcia making him pay right here. You can see that's the damage. You know, that's that middle away, stays up belt high. There's no tilt down. And big boy, man, he's biggest arms out there. Him and Duran I'd put up there in a curl.
Garcia says he's going to hit 50 this year.
Really?
That's what he's predicting for himself.
I mean, he's got the power to do it. Last year he had a down year, hit about 220. You know, you saw him pressing a little bit. I think at 25 last year, but he's a guy, you know, if the pitch selection with him, right, taking what the game gives him, but the strength and the power, because I've seen him go foul pole to foul pole, and when he's doing that, you know, the mistake breaking balls, middle of line American League guys, they hammer those.
His first home run of the young season. Berger hit by a pitch in the first inning. Right back to the hill. Walker Buehler will toss over to get him. 1 away. Well, the finale of this series tomorrow afternoon here at Globe Life Field. Jacob deGrom will be on the mound for the Rangers. And against Richard Fitts in the finale. Ezekiel Duran, who had to come on when Josh Smith had unfriendly contact with the fence down the left field line, chasing after a pop-up in foul ground. Right over there. Here's the offending post. 1-1. Would not offer on a high one to Cutter missing in 3-1. Buehler wearing 0. He wore 21 with the Dodgers. But the last Red Sox player to wear number 21 was Roger Clemens. He wasn't taking that. And he will fire that one in there for a strike. He said the small number makes me look skinnier out there, so I go with it.
Yeah, first thing I think of him when I look at him is overweight.
Right, yeah. Really let himself go. Right center field shallow. Long run in. Durant still coming. Terrific speed. Got them plenty of time. 2 down.
You don't lose much with Jaron out there. We know Ceddanne Rafaela can go get him as well, but Durant, a lot of center field last year. He's going to split, kind of go back and forth between center and left. He can still go get him in center. That's one area his game just improved, skyrocketed defensively the last 2-3 years.
Jonah Heim, the catcher, 0 for 1, fly out to left. Tags that one on the line. Abreu backs up, makes the play. Side retired. That was hit right on the button. So is Garcia's a home run to make it 3-2 Texas. Texas up 3-2 in the top of the 5th inning. On the home run by Garcia. Rafi Devers a strikeout and a walk with the bases loaded to drive in his first run of the season.
Faced him last night. He punched on that big spot in the 7th. He talked about with the bases loaded, and see, even right there, I was hoping this guy would almost force you to left center, Kev, but you almost see that pull side. He pulls off that fastball out of half.
Yeah, and this is not a guy you like facing when you're kind of trying to find something. That sidearm, you know, kind of 86, 87. We see that number. Plays a little harder because the release point, you know, it's just a little bit later.
when you're facing this guy, I was kind of hoping to get him back to where he's really good. Almost force you to stay the other way on him, and he still looks like he's a little quick with that front side, pull side.
In play to third, and Duran collects it. One gone. And Raffy 0 for 10. I have it on pretty good authority that the Yankees, with those 9 home runs today, was not a case of Cortez or anybody tipping pitches. But Michael Kay talked a lot about today on their broadcast the new bats that they're using. These are brand new with the Yankees. A lot of analytics, a lot of technology went into these, that the barrel is closer to the handle. And man, were they wailing away today.
So you're trying to hit on the label and get jammed?
You know, it's funny. I saw some cups. Usually the top of the bat, they cup it out, meaning that they drill down, they take a couple ounces out, and that's what a cup means. But they were smaller on the end, and the barrel was bigger. And I guess that's the theory, coming down thicker towards the handle, if that makes sense, listening to this. But yeah, that's kind of cool. They, you know, some of them have the knob is extra thick. You'll see guys, because it's like a counterbalance. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and there's just a ton of information. You know, swing a heavier bat to make a counterbalance, kind of like a putter. You know, they put the weight on top, and it makes you kind of smooth through the stroke. But
so does it look like one of those big red wiffle ball bats?
Almost, with a smaller
all barrel,
smaller tip at the end.
They're legal. They're perfectly within the rules.
Well, that's the thing. Major League Baseball, you know, okays these companies. You can't just build the bat.
That's what it looks like. So they're smaller at the end. You know, at the end of the bat, you're not doing any damage anywhere, but bigger towards the label. Interesting theory. I mean, once again, we have another theory.
Worked today.
Old school Louisville. You had a Rawlings, but now you got 40 bat companies that you can pick from. Maplewood used to be a Sam bat. Barry Bonds kind of put it on the shelf, which was Maplewood out of Canada. Most of the bats were ash.
Bregman torches that one down into the corner, but that's going to be a foul ball. He is 1 for 2 tonight with a single and some good swings.
Used to come up and have like a C271, which Ken Griffey Jr. swung a 34-inch, 31-ounce for his entire career. 243 was a bigger head, you know.
M110.
M110. It was just, you had a few models to kind of pick. Now you got your own model. If it's a different handle and they got your initials on it, there's just a lot to choose from.
You go back to, say, college days, and it's like, you want to swing the Green Easton or the Black Magic?
That's right.
You got 2 options.
That's right.
Team has like 2 bats of each. You all share the same bat. Now you got some 10-year-old walking around with wood and a different kind of bat in every bag.
BB core, you have top end loaded. I mean, when I go buy bats, they're $500. You don't even know what you're buying. I have no idea.
Bregman will take ball 4. Is that true? That's the price tag on those bats?
God, yeah.
They're $500.
Oh,
I mean,
my God.
It's like buying a new driver, $700 these days in golf. It's everything is crazy. So that's when you lean on your connections. You start calling the guy, hey, Stevie Cohen, yep, got 2 kids, you know. But no, it's there's just a lot, you know. At the end of the day, grab a bat, feels good. You like a bigger head or a smaller head, and you roll.
Stevie Cohen. Here's Casas. Trying to get started. A couple of strikeouts today. Caught looking twice. Red Sox down 3-2 in the 5th.
But the best part is the kids are convinced that if you use it too long, it gets dead, so you need a new one.
Yeah, that's the new thing.
Yeah, come on.
You don't hit the ball hard enough to deaden that bat.
You weigh 120.
You're 11.
Dad, there are no hits in it. It's dead.
Well, the oven mitt's $78, which you know you won't see one of my kids have. Let's be different, not wear one.
$500 for a bat.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's incredible.
Then times that by 2 with 2 boys.
Yeah, in your case, that's right.
But it is. I mean, there's just everything's high. I mean, gloves and everything, right? But you, I don't know what the top load. I do like this theory. Maybe get that closer to label, especially when you know you get jammed a little bit. And we got barrel now.
I could hit 300 if the barrel was at the label.
That's
during
right.
my career.
That's what I said.
Bregman with the lead at first, and the left-hander as that one drilled into left field for a base hit. Casas, his first knock of the season. Bregman to second. Red Sox have had a lot better swings tonight than they've had, other than Wilyer Abreu, in the first couple of games.
That's a good swing right there.
Yep.
Stayed on that ball. The first pitch, the ambush swing, the front shoulder pulled off a little bit. Right there, he was staying true to the approach, and that was just boom, staying. Like you were talking earlier with Devers, like guys like this stay on the baseball.
Well, he got wider. There was no stride either. You know, he's like, let me just stay on the ball against the lefty. That little weird arm angle slider. And, you know, that happens, Dave. We're in the third game, right? Like, if you can try to just stay calm and realize it's early in the year and not panic, you know, you come out here and all of a sudden the next day 3, you start feeling more comfortable. You don't seem as quick, and you see the ball better, and you put good swings on it.
It's a great point with Casas, too. No panic at all. You didn't see any of that in his face. 0 for 10. Now he laces a single. See if that gets him started.
It's taking what this game gives you, right? We all go to that box wanting a home run. You feel it. You just want it. But sometimes you don't get the pitches, so you got to kind of take what the game's going to give you. That guy's good out there also. And if he's painting, great. So that's why they always talk about us setting our eyeballs out, middle away, 80% of this game's away. It allows you to stay on the pitch a little bit longer with that kind of approach. It's not that you hit every ball to opposite field, but you have to cover those 17 inches.
Garabito, a right-hander, loosening in their pen. Bruce Bochy's going to go through his bullpen tonight.
Yeah. And this is the big at bat. You know, he brought Milner in for Duran, Devers, Bregman, Casas. You got Abreu on deck. That's why you sprinkle in a Story in the middle of that. This is the matchup Cora wants right here.
Hammered foul. Story 0 for 2 tonight. So Bregman on at second, Casas on at first. Red Sox down a run. Next stop after tomorrow, Baltimore. And the first showdown with the home run happy Orioles. They've been hitting a ton of them. Yanked down the line, but foul.
So when you put a lineup together, it's why like Bregman's in between, say, Devers and Casas. Right, you want Bregman to make the lefty pay, and then you got Casas, Abreu, and Campbell's in between a couple other lefties. So if they want to go with this lefty, this is where you want the righties to take advantage of it.
Abreu on deck. And got him. He struck him out. Story none too happy walking away, but he is caught looking. 2 out.
That's a good pitch.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, lefty like that, you kind of get caught leaning. The one thing that can bite you is that heater in, but he put it right on that corner. Side armor coming all the way across at that angle.
Yeah, it's like a crossfire. Side armor to a righty, it just crossfires inside, and that ball's painted. I mean, that's just, it's a freeze frame.
Abreu would double to start his night into one of the deepest parts of the ballpark in left center field and scored a run. He has since flied out to right. Red Sox are giving themselves opportunities here tonight. And they did yesterday too.
They're 0 for 6 so far here in this game with guys in scoring positions. You mentioned he's got some guys on base. To see him deliver here.
Get the right man up. Especially the way he swings it here at Globe Life Field.
This is a situation we haven't seen much of. You know, and I know it's the middle of the game. It's only the 5th inning, but Abreu last year not getting many at bats against lefties. Gave him some trust in opening day, and it paid off.
Called strike. Yeah, position, as you pointed out on day 1, where maybe he gets lifted there for Rob Refsnyder on opening day. Cora leaves him in. Later in the game, what does he do? 9th inning, 3-run homer.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, you got a kid that can hit, right? And he's patient right here. That 2-1 pitch was another great pitch by Milner. No panic. Now you're 2-2, trying to get a mistake.
Ground ball toward shortstop, and a play at second on the force to retire the side. Red Sox are stranded a couple of more. Inning 5 presented by Salem 5 Bank. Bottom half with Texas up. Tavares will show a bunt. He drops it down. Narvaez will scoop fire and not in time. Leo Tavares with a nice bunt for a single to begin the inning for the Rangers.
It's a beautiful bunt by Tavares. He just deadens it. Even with Bregman in, it doesn't matter. Kind of in that perfect landing spot. He hits it harder. Buehler can make a play. A little softer. Narvaez can get it out there. Just beats it out.
Yeah, did everything he could. It's a good bunt, good execution, good hustle.
Sends up Simeon, who's popped up and struck out tonight. One of the best second basemen in baseball. And has power. Runner goes. Narvaez tosses it down, and it won't be in time. Tavares flashing his speed on the bunt, and now the theft.
Got the big leg kick from Walker Buehler, kind of stole that one on him, but Tavares with 23 bags last year. He's a base steal. You still got to keep an eye on him here at second.
Simeon will hammer that one foul. Texas 5 hits, Red Sox with 4. In the last 3 innings, the home run by Garcia aside, Buehler's really been sailing. But now has a man at second.
And he's dying for a ground ball left side, pounding him inside, try to get a pull ground ball, you know, keeping Tavares at second. Simeon's trying to fight to get him over there to third, you know.
Simeon, 3-time All-Star, takes a strike. Corey Seager on deck. And no advance by the runner at second. Tavares. Simeon back in 21. He was playing with Toronto. Hit 45 home runs that year. Was third in the MVP voting behind Ohtani and Vladdy Guerrero. That's how good he was. We'll float that one foul out of play.
You know what he's good at? Is playing baseball. He posts up every single day. Every single night he's in that lineup. He's a threat because he's got the power. He plays solid defense. He's not a man of many words, but I'll tell you what he does. He posts up every night. You can bet on him having that healthy baseball body.
That one ran in on him on the thumbs, popped up. Bregman ranging over. Narvaez 2, but into the boxes.
He was like that in Oakland. You know, he's one of the few that played all 162 games. And this is a day and age where everything's matchup based and lefty righty. And I respect a dude that plays every day. It is a complete grind from day one. And when you go out there and get your 650 at bats, it gives a manager some comfort.
Long at bat here. Wave, and did he make contact? He barely did. Buehler very nearly had him struck out.
Good pitch, good arm speed on that. Came out like a fastball. That's that, you know, that curveball that he can throw a little more, because that's his out pitch, in my opinion.
3-2. Tavares at second. Up the middle and through for a base hit. That'll chase in the run. Texas leading it 4-2. Simeon barely making contact on the previous pitch, and then hits one right back up the middle for an RBI.
It's buying you another pitch, right? Fouling balls off, fighting, winning the battle. That's what you kind of taught as a hitter, and he fouled off a tough pitch, barely staying alive, and then bought himself the 9-3 fastball off the plate, probably up more than Walker wanted, which gave him the ability to drive the ball right back at the box.
It looked like Narvaez wanted that ball in. You could see him reach out for maybe that sinker in to get that ground ball to third.
Runner takes off, and a big hole over there, and a ground ball single by Seager right through it. Simeon down to third. 3 consecutive hits off of Buehler in the 5th inning. Let's see if the Red Sox get that bullpen active. Langford coming up. Bailey coming out, and Wilson is going to start to throw in that pen.
mentioned Seager, kind of one of the best first pitch hitters in the game. Last year did serious damage with it. This is just a ground ball, but creates a big hole here in a big spot for Walker Buehler.
It's remarkable how he's able to hit all pitches in the zone. I've seen him hit 75-mile curveballs. He hits sliders. But if it's in the zone, like, he is ready to hit immediately every at bat. And that's Nomar was like that.
Yeah. This is Buehler's pitch arsenal here so far today. And one thing that jumps out to me is that he's going for that sweeper more than what you were just talking about, Kevin. He thinks his best pitch, best breaking ball, the knuckle curves, only throwing 5 of them. It's been more sweeper heavy, and that knuckle curve to me, that's the swing and miss pitch.
Langford to left field, a 1 for 2 with a single and a run. Nobody out. They're on the corners and a run in.
Right to that sweeper again. But sometimes it's a matchup. The sweeper plays better against this lineup than the curveball, but I still think we saw him strike out. I forget who it was earlier in the game with that big breaking ball. Might have been Jock Peterson. It's a finisher.
Hammered foul. Langford, part of a pretty potent lineup out of the University of Florida. Hit for the cycle last June. Hit a walk-off grand slam against the Yankees in September. Good power. No 2 drifts away. And Jock Peterson after him.
Yeah, this is where you can elevate that four-seamer right now. Go above the zone.
Simeon and Seager lead away, and a swing and a miss struck him out. And one Buehler really needed.
Or that.
And Cora coming out. So Buehler's night is over. He will not get through the 5th inning. Gave up 3 consecutive hits to begin this inning before the strikeout of Langford. And that is all for Walker Buehler tonight. Wilson will be next. We'll take the break as well. Runners on the corners, 4-2 Texas. Stability. And gives the baseball to the lefty Justin Wilson, the veteran, who has pitched in 587 Major League games, all in relief. The Red Sox are his 7th ball club in his career.
Wilson's got a good fastball, sits around 95, slider and a cutter to go with it. Some elite chase rates last year. It's one of the things they like about him. Get some swing and miss from the left side. And a little bit of jam, looking for a quick ground ball here.
Jock Peterson has struck out and reached on catcher's interference. After which he was picked off by Narvaez at first. Always a home run threat, 23 with Arizona last year. Simeon and Seager leading away. Four runs on 7 hits and no errors for Texas. 2 runs, 4 hits, and an error for the Red Sox. Here's the 1-1 to Jock Peterson.
Pretty good matchup for him. 0 for 3, 3 Ks. I don't think Buehler wanted to come out of this game. You saw when he got that strikeout, saw Cora come out of the dugout. He didn't seem too happy. Would have loved to himself maybe try to get out of this inning. But again, you saw that matchup, Wilson versus Peterson.
2-2 home. On the right side, Hamilton goes for the tag. Got him on to first base. A lunge got him. So the Red Sox turn 2. And niftily turned by Hamilton, who starts it and ends it. Her son Garabito is the new pitcher, their third reliever already. Texas on top 4-2. And he'll square off immediately with Christian Campbell, who blasted a home run in the 4th inning. His first major league dinger. So the Red Sox well into their bullpen. We'll see if they can take advantage of that. Hamilton on deck. And a strike. And a generous call there. Hamilton next, just turned a really nice double play to end the inning. That one knocked down the line, a fair ball. That'll keep on rolling. That got by the barrier up against the corner wall and into second base with a double. Christian Campbell as he reaches for the 3rd time in the game.
Nice little day here from Christian Campbell. Again, Garabito showed him a couple of curveballs. He's also got about 93, 94. This is just fastball right down the middle, kind of outer half. Stays on it, doesn't try to do too much, and hammers this thing down the line.
Yeah, it's obviously a home run. Was a 93-mile fastball down the middle that he had about 112 exit velo with a 438-foot homer, and then takes it ball 94 down the middle, down that right field line. I mean, that's hitting, right? It's just he's up there just finding the barrel.
Hamilton 0 for 2. With a strikeout, he's also lined to first. Red Sox keep getting men on base. They have left 7 tonight. And popped up back toward the netting over the top and a souvenir.
Yeah, this is that double play at the end of the inning. To me, really kind of poor base running to me by Seager. You cannot let this guy tag you out. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Nice job by Casas holding the bag, but he's got to come back, try to get that run to score, stay in a run down. Whatever you have to do, you can't run into that double play.
Yeah, Boch wasn't real happy with that.
Cora was really happy with the effort by Casas over there at first. That's a tough play. So 4-2 the Rangers here in game 3 of a series even at 1-1. Casas getting his first season hit out of the way as well. His last at bat, a single. And a roller to first base, charged by Berger. He lunges at the bag and he got it. Down to 3rd, moves Campbell.
See how the little play right there, how it makes it so much more difficult when you got a guy that can run. I mean, that ground ball to Jake Berger, you can sit back there, go tag the bag. Not with Hamilton at the plate. It's a full-on sprint down line, and it was almost havoc. You can just see right here, Hamilton did a good job, hit the ball on the right side, and Berger's coming and get that hop, and then you don't have time to stay back. He's like right on you, and he's almost missed the bag.
Now Baez, 6th inning, but the Red Sox have to find a way to bring this run in.
This is what we're talking about last year, right? Situational hitting. Not every strikeout is the same, but when you got a guy on 3rd base, you got an infield back right now. You got to trim this lead. You got to get this run in here with 1 out.
Bounding ball to 3rd. He hit it hard. Duran on target with the throw. Campbell couldn't charge home. Even with the infield back, was hit right along that line and 2 down.
Yeah, I was surprised the infield's back. I mean, the game of baseball today, they bring everybody in with 1 out. This is really the one spot you can't hit it, is that 3rd baseman's not too deep. Campbell obviously not going on contact, but hit that ground ball up the middle, you get an easy run. Now it's up to Durant.
With 2 down, Jaron hitless tonight. And line that one foul. He has popped up, grounded out, and taken ball 4. Again, the Red Sox have already stranded 7 men in the game. Texas only 3. Garabito home with an 0-1. Rafi Devers to hit next. Still looking for his first hit on the season. Does have an RBI tonight. He took a walk with the bases loaded in the second inning. And a swing and a miss, and another frustrating inning for the Red Sox offensively. A leadoff double, but they strand Campbell at third. Time of the BuyForNow.com call to the bullpen for the Red Sox. It'll be the right-hander Zach Kelly, the 30-year-old out of Roanoke, Virginia. His numbers last season, a .397 earned run average. And take on Garcia, Berger, and Duran in their lineup. Garcia, who's already blasted a long home run, pops a foul for strike one. Red Sox did not get a long start out of Walker Buehler, just 4 1/3. Charged with 4 runs on 7 hits, including that blast by Garcia. Frankly, have not gotten the starts they hoped yet out of the gate, out of this rotation. Probably more pressing than anything, as this one is ripped into left center. That'll split the defenders and keep on rolling. Track and wall. Garcia has had a really nice night. He's 3 for 3, 2 doubles and a homer now.
Kelly got this fastball up. He's done 96, 97 in him. This looked like a heater out up over the plate. Here comes at you. He's got that sweeper first pitch. He's got a really nice cutter and a changeup. It was a tale of 2 halves last year for Zach. He had a 1.78 in the first half. That second half, 7.59. And that happens a lot, right? Young relievers, first year in the big leagues, maybe get a little tired, used, but it was really that stretch after the All-Star break where things went south. He got hit around a little bit.
Berger tags that one to straightaway center. Duran backing up though with room. Reaches up. Garcia will tag up and advance to third. And that was hard hit as well. Berger flying out, but advances the runner 90 feet. And we'll bring up Ezekiel Duran for the 3rd time tonight. He's 0 for 3.
You know, the stuff isn't in question. It's about location, right? When you can hit 97 with a changeup, it's like Bugs Bunny changeup, low 80s, good cutter, sweeper. It's about locating and executing.
Infield leaning in, and a bunt attempt. He went for it and missed it. So a strike on Duran. And now the suicide squeeze with the runner holding.
Tough play to defend. When you get some speed on third, you put that bunt down. He's running. It's a tough play to defend if you can get the ball down. It's an easy run.
No bunt here. Foul ball. 0-2.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And bunts are always weird anyways. A good bunt, you got the catcher coming, pitcher coming, and there's just stuff that happens. And especially put some speed. The most important thing in a bunt situation is getting it out, right? Sometimes we come up, we fire balls, and it's like, oh boy.
2 strikes on him. And time is granted by the home plate umpire Hammery. Garcia leading off third. Been a very tough series for the Red Sox with runners in scoring position for the offense. They are 5 for 27, 0 for 10 tonight.
Yeah, it's just getting that big knock, whether it's a 2-out knock. I mean, we got 8 guys left on base so far. You got 3 at bats coming, but you're looking for that, just that roll, and then it becomes like that snowball thing, right? Everybody gets hot and you just let it roll for a little bit. But right now you can just see early.
Grande league block right there by Narvaez.
Right.
I don't know how he got in front of this thing. This sweeper bounced way in front of him, moved vertically. That's what saved a run.
No doubt about it, Lee.
And a 1-2 from Kelly. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Initially looking to bunt, couldn't do that. He fans, so the infield will go back to routine depth.
And that's the breaking ball you want, right? That's one he tried before, but he just spiked. It was not competitive. Narvaez saved that run, bought him another opportunity to execute another pitch here, and now you got a chance of getting out of it.
Bailey, the pitching coach, for a visit with Jonah Heim coming up. Aroldis Chapman is stirring.
Join us for Red Sox opening day at Fenway on Friday, April 4th, as the Sox take on the St. Louis Cardinals. Get your tickets today at redsox.com/tickets.
Heim with a couple of home runs last night, both off of Tanner Houck, who only gave up 11 all of last year.
Yeah, that's probably what was said right now. You know, make quality pitches here. You still got a base open.
Heim in this one, a fly to left and a line drive out to right. And Garcia began the inning with a double. He's going to lead almost halfway home, and through there for strike one. Bottom of the 6th inning in Texas. Red Sox down 4-2. And a 1-strike offering to Heim. He'll wave right through it. Came at him in 96.
Back-to-back 96, right? Maybe they went there and said pound the fastball strike.
You know, I like that. I felt like last year, you know, this team got spin happy. I felt like they rarely ever doubled up on heaters. It's almost like if they threw you a heater, you could just take it out of your mind because you know something spin's coming.
Yeah.
Instead, he blew it right by him. Probably had something to do with it.
Kelly with the 0-2. Fly to center field. Duran in a bit, and Jaron with the grab. A double to start the inning. The Red Sox freeze that man at third. Well, on to the 7th inning. Red Sox trailing 4-2 in Texas. Dave O'Brien alongside Kevin Millar and Sweet Lou Merloni and Jemiah Webster downstairs. Raffy is over 2 with a walk. Starting a part of the order, the Red Sox believe will score a lot of runs, produce a lot of runs this season. Will need to. And Devers, Bregman, and Casas.
He's just late. Even in that first swing, little breaking ball inner half, kind of down and in. That ball is launched 24/7 usually when he's feeling right.
Yeah, both those pitches, right? Yeah. Lot of wide on the plate. I mean, there's usually something done violent, whether it's a foul ball smash down the line or something, right?
Oh, 2. And struck him out. 9th time he has struck out in this series. He is 0 for 11.
He's talking about you take an 0-2 fastball right there. You're thinking of something else. I mean, again, these are pitches he hits down the middle, 0-2. That's a mistake, Kevin.
Yeah, 100%. And that splits the plate, and that's actually a lefty's dream down the zone, right? The above the zone's tough, right? That down zone, you're like, usually you don't get away with that.
Bregman 1 for 2, a single and a walk this evening. Let's toss it down to Jemiah.
Well, Dave, lots been made of Raffy Devers' offense to this point in the season. He was asked if he had spoken with David Ortiz or JD Martinez, who he built a great relationship with during his time wearing a Red Sox uniform. He said he hadn't, but he was actually going to take the time to call both guys about best practices to handle the role of DH. Raffy said he feels like he's done the work needed during spring training. All he did was work on his swing. But as far as getting a heavy dose of fastballs, he said that's what happened since I got called up. I'm the same hitter, we all know who I am, but at the same time, He thought it's only been 2 games.
Tonight makes 3 to this point. Still in search of that first hit. His track record is his track record. He is shown to be a great hitter. One of the best in baseball. But it's been a dismal start, no question about that. Line drive base hit here for Bregman, who's starting to come alive offensively. That's his second hit tonight.
Yeah, he's looking a lot better again. The first couple of games, that front shoulder a little bit quick, kind of coming off some balls, but really worked at it. Early BP was about staying in there and just using your hands. And again, right back up the middle, second knock of the day with a walk. Feeling a lot better here, game 3.
That was a nice piece of hitting right there. Just a down and away fastball, line drive with the middle.
Triston Casas got his first hit of the season last time up. A well-struck liner to the opposite field for a base hit. He's 1 for 3.
You've left so many guys on base. It feels like you're down a lot. You're down 4-2 here in the 7th, right? But you're 0 for 10 with scoring position. It feels like you're down 6. Still in it.
Yeah, very workable.
And now 2-0, right? Now you got a 2-0 count. You're a swing away from tying this up, firing up the boys in the dugout. And this is what you kind of taste and feel. You just kind of all right. Be on time.
Casas got underneath us and a high fly into right, but not deep, in Garcia with the grab, and 2 down. And a pitching coach for Texas heading out to the hill in front of Trevor Story. Red Sox left him loaded in the 2nd inning after stranding 2 in the 1st inning. Robert Garcia working in their pen.
2 outs here. It's really more about allowing Garcia to get ready with Abreu on deck than anything. It's not like a meeting on the mound to go over Story with 2 outs, right? They know what they want to do, but you want to give Garcia a few more pitches out there for the next guy.
Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Red Sox and providing first aid at Fenway and supporting Red Sox scholars. You can learn more at bidmc.org. Trevor tonight 0 for 3. Hit the ball on the ground twice and struck out once. Red Sox have fanned 8 times in the game. At short, Seager flips for the force play. Side retired. Nothing doing here in the 7th. 4-2 Texas. MLB opening week presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Subaru of New England and the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. SubaruofNewEngland.com. And by WB Mason. Request your food service catalog today at WBMason.com. Inside Globe Life Field, Red Sox are down 4-2. Time now for a strong play of the game presented by New England Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
Christian Gamble's day started off almost making a spectacular catch on Adolis Garcia, and then he just absolutely unloads for his first home run, 431 feet to left center, and gets another fastball out over, stays through it, another double down the right field line. This has sort of been the breakout game here for the kid, Christian Campbell.
Duke can hit. I mean, you just don't hit with 330 and A-ball, AA, AAA. Young kid, we don't know what he's going to have, right? You can turn around the baseball card, no one knows, but the young players, it could be 340, it could be 290, but what we've seen in the small sample size is he's barrel to the ball, period.
Bottom 7, Kelly stays on to work to 9-1-2 for the Rangers. There haven't been many offensive highlights in the last couple of games for the Red Sox. They have only 6 hits tonight and have now left 9. That got through Kelly. Story there to throw on to get him anyway, and Taveras is retired, 1 away.
You know, with Campbell all camp, it felt like, you know, you almost needed to just see it a little bit to believe it, right? Because the numbers were there, the profile was there, the way people talk about him was there, and you just sort of sat there for 3 or 4 weeks like, okay, I just want to see it. Like, I wanted to see one game like this where he's driving the ball all over the ballpark. And he showed signs, you know, at the end, but we started to see it in Mexico, and we're starting to see it here now.
Semien 1 for 3 with a base hit. Seager after him. Red Sox bullpen at work again here tonight. Wilson and Kelly after Buehler went just 4 1/3. And Kelly with a 1-1 to Semien.
Just need a little mojo. Just kind of been very like first and second, no out, pop up, okay, strike, ground. It just seems like a lot of that, and you're waiting for that. Yeah, loud.
Check swing, he fouls it away.
So I don't know what to do up here. I mean, I can shave our heads. We had clippers around here.
I already did that.
Okay.
Back in 03. Shaved my head. It's an awful look for me, but I did it for the squad.
like it was a total shave.
Oh yeah, we went 1 guards. No guards.
No
just
guard.
Boom, take it off.
And you don't realize that how tan your face and stuff is just from playing, right, or being outside, and then you shave your head. It's it's not a good look. I'll be honest with you.
I would pay to see Lou Merloni do that again. I'd pay a lot to see that happen again.
Back then, my nephew was like 7. He came to the game, and I brought him in the clubhouse. Millar put him on a chair and shaved his head. My sister wanted to kill me. He came out of the clubhouse. He got no hair. She's like, "What happened?"
It's boys club.
He's like 7. He looks up. He's like, "Cowboy up."
We were down 0-2 to Oakland, and we came back. I think Tim Hudson was supposed to start game 3, and he gets in a fight somewhere, and then next thing you know, Ted Lilly throws like a gem.
Came back in 1. I don't know why she'd be upset. Ranging to his left, scoop by Bregman on a spin, nicely done. 2 down.
He's been solid over there, and this is the play, you know. And we talk so much about the defense at third base, the ball to the left, and that's where Bregman just excels. It's about his range. He is steady, but just getting to this ball first step, that's the impressive stuff.
Shortstop, right?
Yeah.
Former shortstop, LSU, but it's a shortstop playing third base. He's a ball player. He positions himself well, and he always throws on the money.
Corey Seager 2 for 3, 2 singles tonight. He has made every play. He's made several difficult plays. He does make them look easy. We've been watching him do it in Houston for years. Won the Gold Glove last year. Chopper foul.
And he's in that comfort zone now, right? Game 3, kind of pressing, new club, big contract. 2 for 3 here today with a walk, and even the out was just smoked to the gap there to center field. Or he wants to drive the ball, but this is like that comfort game that he's been looking for too early.
Both his father and his grandfather were very close to Ted Williams. His granddad Stan negotiated Ted's managerial contract in Washington.
Really?
In 1969, yeah. He said his dad grew up sitting on Ted's lap.
How about that?
So he has serious Red Sox connections. Of course, the Washington Senators moved in 1971 to become the Texas Rangers. High pop up into left center field. Campbell with a routine play. And a nice inning there for Kelly. Gets him 1-2-3. Well, a couple of moves here as we proceed to the 8th inning. 4-2 Texas. They're going to bring on Robert Garcia out of the bullpen, the left-hander. That was when Wilyer Abreu was about to hit. And the counter is going to be Romy Gonzalez. So Alex Cora gets a right-hand stick up there. His first appearance of the young season at the plate.
Well, Romy's really good in this spot. Pinch hitting .286 at a .944 OPS last year for the Red Sox. Pinch hitting. I'd imagine Refsnyder may be hitting for Hamilton. This is really more about getting speed, hitting Romy now more than Refsnyder. Slide over to second.
Willier ripped a double in this one. He was 1 for 3, and a Trickler foul to make it 1-2.
You saw Garcia opening day. He came in after Nate Eovaldi, got a couple of outs, but walked a couple of hitters. So Chris Martin came and cleaned it up. You imagine Marty probably going to get the 9th here with Jackson going back-to-back days.
Connor Wong is all suited and booted. And waiting to get into this thing. 1-2. And again, if you're just tuning in, Texas struck for 2 runs in the first inning. Red Sox came back with a run in the second inning and would tie it on Christian Campbell's first major league home run in the 4th inning. Texas came back with solo runs in the 4th and the 5th, knocking Walker Buehler, made his Red Sox debut, out of the game in the 5th inning. For both sides, it's been all bullpens since pretty early in the game, and that's going to be ball 4.
It's a nice at bat, huh? You sit the first couple of games, you come in here, everyone's got a few bats under their belt. You're asked to pinch hit here in the 8th inning, leading off an inning. Got a guy that's walked a couple, you got to be patient, and you are. You draw a walk and get a big leadoff guy on base.
Now we rally. Now we go.
And here's Campbell, who has not made an out tonight. A walk, the home run, and a double. And almost a sensational catch. He's doing a lot of work with Kyle Hudson, third base coach, and the outfield instructor before the game. He said he really leaned on Jarren Duran, too, for tips about how to play inside this building.
I'll tell you, that man right there, Kyle Hudson's one of the best outfield coaches in the game. It's a nice job at third base, but all those guys out there in good hands.
2-0. Got a changeup.
I mean, you need talent, right, in the outfield. But you got a rookie out in right field. He won the Gold Glove. You got a kid in Jarren Duran who took huge steps in the outfield. Another kid in Rafael who's talented, but now you got another young kid here in Campbell you're working with as a coach.
Romy, good speed over there at first. A ground ball to third, charged by Duran. And just in time on a bang play as Gonzalez moves to second. And will the Red Sox consider a challenge?
Man, I thought his foot got down. Close play, but he was out. Yeah.
Just got him.
Just got him.
No challenge there. And now Connor Wong to hit for Hamilton.
It's kind of interesting. You wonder, not really seen Ref around. He's not available. Because you think if Ref hits here, he'd go out to right field. Romy'd slide into second to be a clean move. Narvaez still on deck. Connor's coming into this game.
Yeah, it's really Refsnyder's spot to swing.
Did just get back from Mexico. You never know.
True enough. We got through it okay, but I mean, everybody did. And a good stop there by Heim to knock that ball down and keep Gonzalez at second. Connor Wong representing the tying run at home plate as it grows late here in the Lone Star State. And Garcia's 1-1. Connor, a native Texan from Houston.
just looking for that one hit right with the guy in scoring position. Just everybody come down a little bit. And he got big hit. 0 for 10 coming in this at bat.
Cedon, who did not start tonight in the outfield, now has a helmet on in the dugout. Narvaez is on deck. And that is going to be in there. A called strike to put him away. And shaking his head as he walks away. I'd like to take another look at that.
Yells up and out right here off. Just barely.
Boy, in that spot, that is a tough call to swallow. Narvaez with a little ground ball foul. He's gone 0 for 2 of the walk in his Red Sox debut tonight. So 2 gone. Connor Wong pinch hitting called out on a 3rd strike on a home plate umpire Hammery. And again, the Red Sox scuffling to get a run in with a man in scoring position. They've left 9 men on base this evening. Narvaez really not noted for his bat. He's in the hole 0-2.
He's got a nice little changeup right now. It's one thing that's working. You know, his command's been off, Garcia. He's made some nice pitches when he had to.
Could very well see it again on 0-2. Time of the 4-seamer at 94. Red Sox and the Rangers finish out the series tomorrow at 2:35. Richard Fitts against Jacob deGrom. He used to throw 98 with every pitch.
Fitz made his first appearance here. If you remember when the season started, it was an exhibition game before the season started. Like we were down in Mexico this year, we were here, and Fitz came in this ballpark, threw the ball real well. Of course, did a nice job in September when he came up to the big leagues.
2 down, a man at second. He fights that one away with another fastball.
This one, you're feeling that changeup now. As a hitter, right? You've seen it. Kind of went up 0-2, then fastball. Here we go. This sets up that little combo.
Yeah, back-to-back fastballs up, change the eye level, throw something down in the way.
Romy Gonzalez off the bag at second. And a line shot base hit into right center. The Red Sox will get on the scoreboard again. Narvaez with a base hit to score Gonzalez, and that makes it 4-3.
Yeah, this was a changeup here, and we were talking about it, kind of just stay up the middle on this after a couple of fastballs, and he left it inner half. Really gave Narvaez a chance. He wanted it down. See where he left it inner half at 90. That's his changeup. And because you missed the spot, you throw that off the plate, you might get the rollover, but because it's inner half, he stays on it, stays through it. Give Narvaez a lot of credit.
And a little harder than the 88 to 89 good one, right? Kind of pulled it to the middle. Nice piece.
Cedon Rafaela will run for him at first. And the lineup turns over. It's Duran, who's gone 0 for 3 with a walk. So the Red Sox come through with a man in scoring position and tighten this up in the 8th inning. Duran trying to keep it rolling with speed at first base. And will slice a foul for a strike.
Yeah, now they got Rafael in the game too. Now your defense is a little more set, right? Rather than, I think the other lineman maybe would have been Wong at second base for like an inning or whatever it may be. But now he's going behind the plate with Narvaez out.
Big run home with 2 down. And popped up a mile high and foul ground. Berger over toward his dugout. Has room to make the play to retire the side. Red Sox do pick up a big run. It's 4-3 Texas in the middle of the 8th. Red Red Sox picking up an important run to make it a one-run game. Weissert now into the contest on the hill. The Red Sox with a bunch of defensive changes, as it'll be Langford, Peterson, Garcia due up here for the Texas Rangers. Connor Wong behind the plate. Raffaele in the game in center. Duran moving over to right. Gonzalez playing second. Here to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Big hit by Narvaez in his Red Sox debut, an RBI single. So 4 runs on 8 hits for Texas, 3 runs, 7 hits for the Red Sox. Langford in the contest 1 for 3 with a base hit and a run. And looks at the strike.
It's kind of like, you know, you look at White, it's kind of a right-handed trying to be like a Corey Seager, a little influence, kind of heads looking over, that back hips tucked, you know.
Not a bad model.
No.
Strong kid that can run too.
Yeah.
This kid can move.
Good looking kid. I think the more bats he has, obviously, but he is a good looking player. Plays hard, but you can kind of see the Seager in him.
I saved 2 runs in left field the other day with a long running catch.
Weissert had an interesting year. Like, he came up and threw the ball, threw a lot early on, then really struggled. They sent him down to AAA. When he came back, he made one simple adjustment. He moved to the first base side of the rubber. Kind of felt like it opened up the plate. And he threw 17 scoreless appearances to end the year. He was just a different guy.
Bounding ball, but a foul.
And it had a lot to do with that pitch, the sweeper. On the right side, he felt like he was hanging it. He was either a hanging sweeper or way off the plate. Now and over in that first base side, he kind of feels like he can kind of throw it in and the guy can give up on it and he can still get the strike.
Two cut on and miss, struck him out. Sets down Langford. 1 away in the 8th.
We talk a lot about adjustments with hitting, right? Pitchers do the same thing. Just sliding over on the other side of the rubber can bring something, you know, just a different grip. It's just a game of baseball. You're trying to always figure out an advantage or some pitch to move better. But like you said, just a little slide to the first base side, effectiveness.
Appeared in 62 games last year. Peterson has struck out. He's hit into a double play, and he's also reached on catcher's interference. One out in the bottom of the 8th.
It's so different now, Kev. You know, when the offseason ends, first off, they don't stop. And to me, I think maybe they don't give themselves enough rest, but they all go to the labs. They all change everything. Maybe they add velocity. They take a pitch away. They add another pitch. You know, remember back in the day, you go to spring training and you face a guy in the league, you're like, I know everything he has.
Yep.
I don't know if you can do that anymore because they introduce everything that's new.
Tarek Skubal's talking about how he holds his changeup. It's not a circle change. He just kind of splits this seam and that seam and throws it like a fastball. He doesn't turn it over like the original changeup, and it's an unbelievable pitch. I was watching that the other day. I'm like, how cool is that? So, you know, there's got to be players that are sliding over them going, okay, great. You played Mariano Rivera for years. How does he throw a natural cutter? Boom. Or Kenley Jansen. You know, you pick in everybody's ear for a pitch maybe that you don't have that's effective.
It's going to be ball 4. That'll put Peterson on.
And I think that's the thing. Like a great pitch, how do you hold it, right? And that's where you're learning hitters. Like, what's your routine? What bat are you swinging?
Now let Mariano throw that cutter all he wants. You just take a walk, man. Just stay away from that. Let him throw it all day long. Here's Garcia. Big night for him. 2 doubles and a home run. And in there for strike 1. He has been trouble. He's driven in 3 runs. 3 of their 4. And Weissert home. A slicer foul. Statcast 3D is powered by Google Cloud.
Garcia getting a hanging sweeper right here off of Walker Buehler. And you can see here 102.7 exit velo and then traveled 414 feet. But he's been on. Like, he has smashed the baseball today. And when he's one of those guys, like when he gets hot, it's like fastballs and breaking balls in the middle of the zone. They're smashed. And then you can see him go bad.
You just can't make a mistake.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys. You got to be careful.
Not sure how, because clearly he's let himself go physically.
Just think, it kind of reminds me of you, Obi. You know, just the body.
Me too.
Me three.
My dreams.
Oh.
Check. Oh, that one got him on the hand.
Oh.
As he tried to check his swing. There's Bochy slowly making his way toward home plate. One of his star hitters getting hit on the hand and taking his base.
He's got that two-seamer that runs up and in. That's what it kind of does. It gets underneath, gets that back wrist. That's just a bad spot to get hit.
Yeah, and that pitch is exactly what it's for, right? You know, he laid out the 0-2-95, and then he's coming back right in there with the sinker. And this one with Garcia's, you know, you're sitting back a little bit, maybe the slide piece, and then all of a sudden it attacks you. God, it hurts.
It's always scary when you get in the wrist or the hand. There's just so many little bones in there,
Yes.
and you sort of hope it just the pain goes away. Shows up tomorrow, it might be a little stiff, and then you kind of swing it a little bit and it loosens up. But always that fear of kind of missing a lot of time, breaking bones in there. You know.
So that pushes a big run down to second after the walk and the hit batsman, and sends up Jake Burger, a hit by pitch himself back in the first inning. 0 for 2. He'll look at strike one. Red Sox, when we go to the 9th inning, will have Devers, Bregman, and Casas due up. Burger, a home run threat required from the Marlins. To the right side, Gonzalez went for the tag, flips it over there. Dugout got him there. And now they're going to call him safe there at first. Well, let's see what the call is here at first.
We've seen this similar play by Hamilton earlier. I think he beats this thing out easily. So the Sox will just get one out here.
Challenging the out call at first base.
I thought they called him out at first, but it's funny. Burger just walked right into the bag like, yeah, that's ridiculous. I was safe by a mile. I think after seeing the replay quickly, we'll be safe.
So the tag was good by Gonzalez on the base runner Peterson. And here's the play at first again. If it holds up as out, the inning is over. It's a double play.
Yeah, that was weird because they called the double play and everybody kind of stopped. You can clearly see Jake's foot just beating it closer than it looks. When we looked at the naked eye.
Yeah, because it's actually when the ball enters the glove.
That's
it's not
right.
when it hits the back.
That's
we saw
exactly
this
right.
last night to end the game. It went basically the way the play was called because there wasn't enough to overturn it.
Yeah.
It is actually closer than I thought. By naked eye, I thought he was safe easy.
I still think you're right, though. Looked like he beat it. So Burger would be safe.
You have the benefit of them actually calling him out. Same as last night. It wasn't enough to overturn. This is similar. Again, it's not when it hits the back of the glove. It's when it enters the glove, which, to be honest with you, I don't agree with. I don't think you catch the baseball when it enters your glove. I think you catch the baseball when it hits the back of your glove.
The pocket of the glove, right.
With that rule, though, I think this play's going to stand. That'd be my call right here because the call was out on the field, and if we're playing the enter the glove, how is that
Call on the field is overturned. The runner's safe. 6 seconds inside.
That was a weird one because of the glove.
So they're going to have runners on the corners as the call goes Texas way. That'll bring up Ezekiel Duran. Red Sox for a moment had a double play to end the inning, but no. Duran in this one 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And a big wave and a miss for strike one. Weiser trying to hold here in the bottom of the 8th. At third, it's Bregman, and on target to retire the side. Last chance for the Red Sox at the end of 8, 4-3 Texas. Red Sox baseball on NESN's brought to you by Nissan. Savings have sprung at the Nissan Now sales event. Plymouth Rock, the official auto and home insurance provider of the Boston Red Sox, and by Viva Tequila Seltzer. Grab your Viva Tequila Seltzer at Total Wine stores across New England. Former Red Sox Chris Martin now out of their bullpen, trying to lock it up for Texas. They're up a run, 4-3. As we go to the 9th inning, and Rafael Devers hitless in the game and the season. 0 for 11, 9 strikeouts.
Well, you know what you're going to get from Marty. It's going to be quality strike, fastball split, little cutter that he loves.
Bregman on deck. 0-2.
As bad as Raffy swinging it right now, I guarantee Martin still respects this thing called presence. You know, the man can leave the yard. He can find it in one swing. You don't want to find it against you.
Nope.
Raffy 0 for 5 lifetime against the righty.
I don't think there's a chance he throws that split that he likes against him. That's a bad matchup right now with the way Raffy's swinging the fastball.
He struck him out. Devers fans yet again. It has been an absolutely dreadful start for him. One away in the 9th.
You know, we had that number last night. It's now 6 straight games of 3 strikeouts or more dating back to last year for Raffy.
Ugly. Now Bregman. He's been going in the opposite direction. Bregman 2 more hits tonight, 2 for 3 with a walk. And looks at strike one.
It's just starting on time and early, right? It's been late the entire time. So then there's got to be a point where your setup has to start sooner. And it's not a fun feeling right now with Raffy.
Well, you're right. The adjustment has to be made. You know, that open stance where his foot is seems to be getting more drastic almost throughout the years. And you wonder, hey, I want to close that thing up a little bit, just see the baseball and hit until we get right.
We all have a security blanket we go to, you know. Like I said, I go back, I get into squatting and getting low like Ricky Henderson type, and you look up on him like, my good. But it's like we all have this security blanket, this spread out 2-strike approach. There's something, it's just, you could see that he's late, obviously. That's what he's getting, he fed fastballs, but it's the start, right? It's when you struggle, you don't want to swing at balls, and then you're late to the strikes.
High fly ball center field, well struck, but Tavares is there. 2 down. For a moment, a split second, it looked like Bregman had hit that one to the wall, but no. And there are 2 down. And quickly on Raffy, would you sit him tomorrow against DeGrom?
Well, you think about it. And it really like a mental break, right? Mental day, kind of day game. Let's just show up and get away. You know, just watch a game. Sometimes it can help.
Here's Casas, 1 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, there's no problem not to do that. Obi, why not? I mean, give the guy. Listen, they're all pulling for him. Everybody's pulling for Rafi. Everybody knows that feeling. So yeah, sit him, let him watch a game. Mental breaks are just as important as a physical break.
We'll see what Alex Cora says tomorrow. 1 ball and 1 strike on Tristan. Red Sox leaving 10 men on base in this game.
Martin doesn't give you many mistakes, and if you get one, you got to take advantage of it. He lives on the edges. He's looking for 1 mistake and 1 good swing.
Went to check, and he did. Four 3 Rangers in the 9th. And the tall right-hander fires past him. 2-2.